Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to the latest Station Roaders podcast. You'll notice there's a few more people in this one, so it's got the potential to go really wrong of just us all talking over each other. Because I know the three lads that aren't Wayne all work in education, and people that work in education love the sound of their own voice. So it's going to be fun to see how this pans out. So I apologise now if it's an absolute nightmare. So I'll go around, introduce everybody. If you don't know them, then why are you a Swinton fan? Because every Swinton fan should know all three of these lads here. And if you don't know this one at the top here, yeah, something's not quite right. So anyway, we'll start with Wayne. How are you doing, Wayne, mate?
Great, mate. Great to have them all on. Now, full disclosure, Barney's running the show today. I'm here for the ride with everybody else. So let's see how this one turns out. Well, welcome to the lads and thanks for coming on.
Yeah, just throw me under the bus then, Wayne. That's fine.
No problem.
All right. We'll say hello to Luke. How are you doing, mate?
I'm belting, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too shabby. Thank you very much.
Good man.
I always put a hat on when we're filming these podcasts because I've got a big bald head. And my missus has put the heating on and I'm absolutely sweltering. So it might have to get to the point where the hat comes off. So, anyway, Rodders, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, pal. I'm good. Just in lockdown like we all are and just bored out of my mind. So I thought I'd come on this podcast.
Yeah, it's probably going to be more boring on here than it would be just staring at a blank wall, mate. So I apologise.
Looking forward to it.
And then lastly, a few of you will know this person through Facebook, through the Swinton Lions family group. I think he holds the record for the shortest membership stint of any person on the Swinton Lions family Facebook group, which is pretty impressive. So he's called Tom, good mate of mine. He knows the lads as well. He works with the lads. They both told me off air that they actually don't like him, but they thought he was quite funny. So this is Tom. All right, Tom, how's it going?
All right, buddy. Yeah, I think I've lasted longer in this podcast than I have on that Facebook group, to be honest. It's about 8 minutes.
So, yeah, the reason that we got Tom on is, other than the eye candy, is Tom put a post on when Swinton went through a bit of, we're going through their time of flux with the directors and things like that. Tom thought he was funny. He does think he's funny. And he put a post on about Rodders going to one of our rivals. And literally, within about 30 seconds, my phone was belling red hot with all these people going absolutely off your head. You're the only person that he knows in this group. What's going on here? Well, like, how do you know him? What's this? What does he know about Rhodri? And it literally went mad. So, just as like the first question of the podcast this week, what were you playing at, Tom?
Right, so it's a long story that I can drag both the boys down at the same time, right? So we've got another mate called Reese who's a massive Swinton fan, comes to most of the games. And obviously it's the start of lockdown. We've got nothing better to do. And he goes, right, Tom, I've got a dare for you. Sign up to this group and just put on Rod's going Rochdale, right? So I was like, all right, and what's the worst that can happen? He's like, look, and then obviously Luke's in, he's like, you can't do that. He said, honestly, they're going to go mad. I was like, well, that's even more ammunition for me. So I've seen it on League Express, Rod's going to Rochdale. Boom, press send. Literally within 2 seconds, my phone went ballistic. I had people coming wanting to know what I was doing, who I was. I've been accused of being a mole. Then people have been digging and then seen that I'm mates with the two lads and they're like, there's some substance to this. There's some who's he? He's only been on here for 5 minutes, and he's like, it just went mad. It just went mad. But funny story was, it was like literally, I've got the two lads. Then what are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, oh, it's funny this. Like, look at what this guy said. Look, like that's amazing. So we're like buzzing, sending it into the chat. Like, look. Anyway, a couple of days dies down. My phone just went mad. I turned my phone off. Turned on the next day. I had 117 messages. Bearing in mind, I wasn't in the group to even. But what I'd done is, before I'd even been kicked out, I'm an IT teacher, so I photoshopped Rod's head onto a Rochdale shirt, totally copyright written, because I think another Swinton player had signed. So I'd got the story off the.
Yeah, it was Ennion, wasn't it? Gav Benyon.
Yeah, it's Ennion.
I've got the League Express page already all set up so that you couldn't see the text ready to go. Right, there's my proof. There's my source. Right, don't shoot the messenger. But by then it had gone too far. It had gone too far. So I was like, oh, great. So yeah, I think it lasted about 8.5 minutes. 8.5 minutes. It was good.
How was that couple of days for you, Rhodri? How did that work out for your phone them next couple of days?
It's funny you should say that, Wayne. I'll tell you, Wayne. So the next day, obviously we're in lockdown. I'm stuck on the house, stuck inside. I'm playing on FIFA like I normally do. Next thing, I seen this giant come past me window at the front door, knocks on the door. Oi, Ben Bree! Oi, Ben Bree! I'm like, goes out. That's Welsh for some nether regions. So I was like, what's up, bud? He was like, why would you do that, you actually tool? I was like, well, it's just a bit of fun, innit? I said, mate, so how our relationship works is I get all the goss from work and then we stitch Luke up. So Luke gets the Wally of the week, the Dick of the week, whatever they call it. So he gets this stinky yellow training top. So every couple of weeks, Rod, he said this in a training session. Rod, he's always a clown. Oh, he's failed his driving test for the 10th time. Rod.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times we've tried to get Rod. I've got Rod in an actual school play wearing a fedora, doing a performance at the front of the stage, out of tune, singing the wrong lyrics. And that didn't get him in the training top. So I was like, right, I'm getting you. Anyway, so he knocks on the door. Guess what? He said, straight after that, they've offered me a new deal. Off on Friday to get more money. Bought myself a new drive. Cost a couple of £100 signing on fee. I was like, how have you come out of this again? Smelling of roses. I'm banned for life off some website getting abused by all these nutcases that I don't know who they are. And then Luke's just laughing his head off.
Yeah. No, it worked in my favour, that, didn't it? It was I was buzzing with that. I think it was the next date, or not? Might have been the week after I'd signed or something like that. It was close, though. I couldn't believe it.
I remember that because when we were in a little WhatsApp group, then I remember missing 3 phone calls off Rhodri. He was proper. He was sweating. He was scared. He went, Luke, Tom's not really going to do this. And I thought, he won't. I thought, I'm going to egg him on a bit here. I'm going to egg him on. I'm going to wind Rod up a bit, make him sweat a little bit. And so I said, Rod, I don't know. He's capable of doing it. So I just watch what you're doing, lad. He's proper sweating and everything. It was funny.
Rod gets a new deal out of it. Luke was like, why didn't you do it for me? I was like, because no one would believe you're going to Rockstar. Dad could get you there.
No, I had another year on my contract, so no, I was safe.
So, Swinton Lions fans, I want accepting in 12 months' time so we can do the same for Luke and get him signed up for another 2 years.
Absolutely. Hey, I'll tell you what.
Bulldogs, wherever you want, I can say he's going anywhere.
I'll tell you what. I'll Photoshop it myself if it means another 2-year deal. Absolutely superb. That's brilliant. So so 2 of the people that I think there's only 2 of them left that running it because I think after your little stunts on, a load of them come off Facebook. They're still in counselling now, actually, mate. It's Sarah Trace and Pete Green are the moderators. Have you got anything you'd like to say to Sarah and Pete?
Well, they're not moderators anymore, so I can't even apologise, can I? So, all I'd say is feel free to add me again. I do come to watch the 2 lads and cheer them on. Like Rod's the majority of the match, Luke for his 10 minutes each half. I'd quite happily join again and throw a few pipe bombs.
I love the way you say, I come and support the lads, because on a Monday after a game, you're like, oh, Rod, you did a lot of walking then. Luke, you're only off for 10 minutes.
Honestly, and then he comes in and he does like, we have a review Wish 2 on a Tuesday night. I've had him review Monday morning instead.
I'm Wish.
Yeah, honestly. Luke, you're only passing one way. Luke, everything.
Honestly, Luke, I can, if you've got no sound on, right, to show you what Luke does, he goes, right, 8 passes to the left, but that's because of his eyesight. Can we see that way?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So so
have you 2 actually got better friends than the one you brought with you today? Because To be honest, all he's done up to now is throw you under the bus.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The only,
You can have
He's not a great friend.
You can have his 10 minutes.
I'm their education inspiration. Rod wouldn't have been a teacher if it wasn't for me inspiring him with Street Fighter PS1 in an ICT lesson, retro gaming.
Tekken, he was Tekken, wasn't it? Yeah.
Tekken,
No, it was,
Tekken, beating all the kids on Tekken and then pretending that I knew what I was doing.
To be fair, I think you were the last teacher I worked as when I was a TA, to be honest with you, Tom. So you've probably got a lot to answer for. It's like churning out some of the worst teachers in the world. I'm saying you're a bad teacher, by the way, Rod.
No, I'm not the best, like.
At least you admit it.
Oh, my
Always
dog's
got
here.
up to the ball back then.
Get out.
So yeah, my missus had just come in moving cushions about, so that's why. Sorry, that's why I was a bit put off. Hiya. So yeah, that's completely thrown me. So right, how did you two, Luke and Rod, how did you two sort of end up playing for Swinton? What led you to sign for us?
So I came on loan, I think, in 2015, and it was, I think we were in League One then. Yeah, we were in League One, and we had a great year. We obviously won. We beat Keighley at Widnes, and the group of lads, they were great. Tommy Gallagher, Josh Barlow, Connor Dwyer, Chris Atkin. We had a young side then, and it was a great place to be. So I thought, with the lads being there and how passionate the fans were, because I remember that day in at Widnes, it was packed, wasn't it? And we had that full stand full of Swinton fans, and it just felt right, after that great year, just to sign again, and I haven't looked back since, to be honest with you. I think it's just got better and better each year, and so I've really enjoyed it. So I can't speak more highly for the club.
Brilliant, that's good to know. So how about you then, Luke? How did you end up with the Lions?
Similar to Rod, really. Being at Wigan, I had the opportunity to play on dual edge, which at the time I weren't getting no regular rugby, there were no reserve grade at the time. So it was kind of falling in love back with the game, really. I think Swinton helped me to do that. There was a time where I was playing on dual edge and I was playing consistently, and I was learning a lot from Swinton, perhaps in some aspects a lot more than in Wigan, because I'm getting you're in the team and you get a chance to showcase your skills, really. And like Rod said, learning from the older players. So he likes your Yandy Braychecks and he likes your Josh Barlows and a lot of experienced players, and falling in love with how they play the rugby. So the way they play was a bit different compared to Wigan. There's a bit more expansive, a bit more attack oriented. So playing what you see and a bit less structured. So, and like Rod said, I've not really looked back since, really. I'm enjoying my rugby now. I love being with all the lads. The support from the fans is fantastic and spurs us on, really. And yeah, I feel at home, really, to be honest. And I'm enjoying my rugby.
Yeah. We've seen, like, recently, haven't we, with a few of the Wigan lads, obviously dual reg, loan deals and things like that. The Championship is a great sort of division to be in, isn't it? Like you said, there's some seasoned pros in there, some big teams, and if you want game time, and it's a pretty good competition, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
That's why I've always argued for the Championship. I remember speaking to Luke after his first game. I think it was Workington away, and it's a tough place to go, isn't it? Up at Workington.
Yeah.
It's a Derwent Park, and it was. I think we drew 10-all. And I remember you saying in the car, Luke, how because I think you just made your Super League debut, and then you came to us on loan. And then I remember you saying it's probably more physical than Super League. It's probably the speed's probably not there, but the physicality is definitely up there. And I feel that for the likes of like Luke, who's a solid defender and stuff, it was great for you, wasn't it, back then? You know what I mean? against bigger bodies and stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't think it gets the recognition it deserves a championship at all. I think it's gone with the days now where you know, you have you're winning 70-0 or 60-0, where Leah coming to us and winning 60-70-0. You know, we put up a good fight against them now, which is and it's the same with the other teams at the bottom of the league. So it is evening out now more and more.
I think like what Rhodri said then about, I think coming from when we had our dual reg with Wigan Warriors, the fringe players that we kind of get from dual reg, they probably earn a bit more respect playing in the championship. Not necessarily with playing at Swinton. We're not the biggest forwards, and we've compared to somewhat different teams. So sometimes we're kind of on the back foot at times, and you kind of see the mentality of the players who are coming from Wigan and see what they're really made of, because we're not always going to be on the front foot against certain teams in the championship. And you can see what the players who develop now into the first team. So you like see your Ollie Partington at Wigan, you like see your Harry Smith who've developed. And I think coming to Swinton and playing in the championship has really been beneficial for making them progress as a player, really.
I've got to be honest though, having to come a couple of games and watching, if Sammy Kabula can come to the Super League, I think I could dust off my boots and play at the same position, same size, same speed. I could slot in there quite easily.
Go on, Ennion.
I reckon we should call him out on that, boys.
Honestly,
I reckon we should call him out.
I'm not defending next to him. I'm not doing your tackling, Tom. No way. No.
Just don't tell Sammy.
Well, I think that's another sort of breaking news story we've got here then, isn't it? So Big Tom Ennion comes to Swinton for a trial, because I'm absolutely sure Stu Littler would lap you up, mate.
Yeah.
Well, even if it was just as technical advisor, just to review these two clowns, it's fine. Honestly, get 6 and 7s every Monday morning.
No, he's not coming nowhere near Swinton.
I'm not even laughing.
Nowhere.
Rod, you were blowing after like 30 minutes. Come on, like when you were on TV with like Rochdale at the Rochdale in Toronto, I'm texting him, knowing full well the play. Rod, you're blowing here, mate. What are you doing? Rod comes off knackered after the game over in Toronto to 35 messages. What are you doing with that pass?
Yeah. No,
I heard Tom's
going to come on. I'm sat here for 80 minutes. Are you actually going to come on to this pitch?
I heard Tom's favourite position. Sorry, I heard Tom's favourite position's fullback, and unless there's something wrong with my camera, I'm not buying into that completely. I'm not suggesting fullback. I'm not here taking sides with anything, Tom, but fullback might be a stretch.
No, not happening.
You want to see him play? He's been given the big end. He's given the big end for a few years about how good he is at football. So you know when the lockdown broke up a bit, me and Luke thought, oh, we'll go on. Well, Luke's been going a while, but I thought, oh, I'll join them, play a bit of five-a-side. And you want to see Ennion? He's like a Dean Windass up front, right? Like the ball has to beat a feet, either to feet or to chest. He won't move to the ball.
He doesn't move. He definitely don't move. He definitely doesn't move.
To be fair to him, he's got a good strike on him. He has got a good strike on him.
But, he moans as well. So if the ball doesn't come to his feet, he moans. He chucks his toys out the pram. He walks off basically.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
throw me pink boots onto the side. Like Rod, I'm as good as Ryan Giggs. I had like trials at Cardiff.
Come on, no, that first time we went. Yeah, all right.
Honestly,
I look very awkward on the football pitch, but I'm actually good.
Honestly, I think Rod could have a shout at doing the conversions. The amount of time the ball went out of the actual astroturf, it was about 6. So I think Anson's got a bit of a competitor on his hands the amount of time he went over that.
Rodri, you never just think, I'm just going to run at him. I'm just going to show him. No, when the minute he turned his back, just run at him.
To be fair, Luke's
Go
tried it a few times and ended up on his back, so he knows.
Yeah.
I think you've dreamt that.
Right, so obviously, Rod, you went over to Australia, didn't you, with Wales?
Yeah.
You grew that amazing moustache. That's the thing that I remember more than anything from that. So what was it like going over there and sort of representing Wales over in Australia?
Well, these two will probably take the mick here because we got battered every game. But for personally, it was a great experience. It was the players I come up against were players I probably never come up against again. The likes of like Vunivalu, Kikau, Jared Hayne, like players like that. He's just like I can't see them coming to the championship anytime soon. Do you know what I mean? So playing against like highly, they are highly classed individuals who play in the NRL week in week out. It was quite an experience, but no, I really enjoyed it and I took a lot from it. Obviously, I know we lost every game by about 20, 30 points more. Papua New Guinea was a nightmare. I remember waking up to messages off Luke saying, "Haha, you just got battered," stuff like that. But no, that was one of the toughest games I've played in. Bearing in mind it was like 36 degrees and it was like 95% humidity. And I remember doing a third man chop, and it was quite a bad one. They got a penalty for it, and I remember looking to the sideline, and this guy was just there, and he was just staring at me with his eyes blood red, and they had that beetle nut, didn't they, with red mouth. And he had his mouth, and all his teeth were red, and just like that to me. I thought, right, if I come out of here alive, then it'll be a positive life. But it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, fantastic. So, have you sort of long lost relatives that you can draw on to play international? Then, Luke.
I've got nothing. I really would to get a couple of weeks out of pre-season. I really need to find something to be German or Russian or Polish or something like that. But honestly, I'd love to, but no, unfortunately, strictly English. No, I'm not. No, I'm not a Welshie like Rodders.
I mean,
thank God.
The first time I went to Wigan, it was like going to a different planet. So I thought that they might have their own national team.
Imagine. What a team.
Be a decent side, actually, the Wigan side.
Yeah.
So, right. Well, what I'm going to suggest now, and just to throw it out there, because I'm a bit of a cheapskate, I don't actually upgrade on my Zoom because it costs me like 11 quid a month, and I've got like wine to buy and stuff like that, so it's not happening. So I only actually get 40 minutes per call, and we've only got 6 minutes left of this, but I've still got a few more questions to ask you. So if it's all right with you guys, can we just sort of pause this one and then do another call in about a couple of minutes, and then we'll put this out as
that's fine.
Yeah,
sounds good. Yeah,
ad break, is it? Ad break.
Yeah, because I'm just throwing it out there. We're complete professionals, so I'm not even going to edit this bit out because I think everybody will agree. It's what it's all about. It's live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
So thank you very much for this so far. We're going to put part 2 out. We'll probably this will go out next Wednesday, I think. So part 2 will be out on the Sunday afterwards. So we'll pause it from here and we'll be back together in 5 minutes. All right.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See you then.
Cheers.
No.